Because I sit in the theatrical distribution group, so I'm a marketing person within the theatrical group, we are trying to drive people to the theatrical experience. Go to the cinema, watch the movie, the big screen as it was intended. The product that I put online, trailers, clips from the movie, extended trailers and such, cannot be monetized because of guild rules. And we do not want to upset our talent, which means that I need to find ways to get my video out without having any rev share, which means that I am ultra conscious about how much I'm spending to get that video out. Because we still believe, and I believe rightly so, that our video content is desirable. People want to watch it. We can make it available for free. And people will troll YouTube trying to find the best quality trailer to watch for free without a pre-roll. However, we do need to make sure that we get reach. It is not enough now for us to just put a trailer in front of a movie, because there are so many movies trying to get in front of the big pictures. You can imagine how many studios are trying to get in front of our Wolverine opening, or how many people want to be in front of Star Wars this weekend. So we have to augment with online trailering, which is one of the reasons why we have to get smarter about knowing which outlets are delivering us the most trailer views. And knowing, if we need to augment it with a little money, who's going to give us the best results?
Lauren, I want to just bring up an earlier point of, are there too many vendors in the space? I think that's maybe sent a little bit of a shudder through the table, because it's a big concern, right? And if you look at the size of the viewing audience online, there's nowhere, we're doing fine, right? But if you look at the ad dollars being spent, it's not so clear. So to the extent that online video is a hospitable place for the major brand advertisers to invest and get results and see return and invest more, all boats will rise. To the extent that it is difficult or opaque or not trustworthy, we will all suffer equally. So my sense is the question of, is there too much investment, or are there too many vendors, really depends on how rapidly the ad dollar shifts. And the nice part is it's up to the vendors to determine that. To partially determine that, influence that, I should say.
Question that sort of followed up on that. Do you see it being a world like in TV where you basically got Nielsen someday, and hopefully Visible Measures is Nielsen, or do you think it'll be, there'll be at least 3 or 4 company, or how many companies will be doing measurement, and what will it look like in 5 years?
I think it's too early to tell, to be honest. We're obviously working very, very hard to try to provide some of the transparency that we think that everyone will benefit from. There are clearly well-established players, emergent players who provide good value in different areas of value. I would say that if you look at the current incumbents in other media, there's a lot of dissatisfaction with the pricing, with the quality of the data, with the veracity, with the transparency. And then we have the opportunity in this space to do it right, to basically make it high value, to make it more transparent, and to make it more hospitable for everybody to participate in. And that's probably going to mean a somewhat multipolar world where there'll be more than one vendor who's participating.
Okay. I want to talk about an area. I'm curious what's going on with video search. I know, Bismarck, you mentioned it used to work at Google, and obviously on the online side, generally, so much is search-driven. I worked with a client about 1.5 years ago, and we were looking into could we do stuff in video search, and it looked like people were still typing in metadata tags for individual videos, so if you actually had an army of people tagging it, somebody might be able to find the video. Is that changing at all? I mean, is video, well, first, do you think video search is going to be as big a part of the video business as it is for banner ads? And I don't know, where do you guys think it's going? What's happening there?
I think video search is going to be huge. I mean, the fact that the second biggest search engine is YouTube now just tells you that video search is big. I mean, the world is becoming a more visual place. I think if we think about the big opportunities here, I think being able to unlock the metadata that's locked within video is key, because if you're going on a trip to Italy, right, and you're searching for Milan, there are some beautiful shots within Casino Royale that showcase. Actually, it was Venice, right? But they were in Venice. But that showcase a place in Italy, right? And you can map that back with other information found on the web, which makes that portion of the video very powerful and can become monetized with a slightly different model. I think we're far from solving it, and mainly because in addition to being able to associate meta information, you also have to have an understanding of context within the video. But it's definitely going to become very, very important, and it's going to be a place where, you know, whomever figures it out is actually going to have a very big business.
And this is, you know, a part of what we're doing now, is the idea that we've taken all of the metadata for all of these premium videos and we're tying them back to the videos online. You know, no one is at the step yet of saying, okay, this clip is the clip of Venice and tying it to that, but that's the direction in which we're going. I mean, so when you have all of that metadata and you're able to tie it to videos that have no metadata, it adds tremendous value and makes it indexable and searchable.
Right. Yeah. And if you can add timeline to that, that would be really interesting as well. Yeah. So it's not only this video, but it's at 35 seconds in the video where you see that scene. So I think, you know, there's probably lots of companies working at that. It's, as you said, I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah, we're generating that data because I imagine the same thing. I mean, the object is the unit in which, you know, we work from, and so we have a full taxonomy that tags all of our objects through the segmentation process. So, so that Venice would be tagged, of course, on that timeline in that video through video clicks, and so that information can be ported into search engines, no problem. And some of our licensees are looking for innovative ways on how to take all that data and utilize it to drive, you know, their own specific video search functions. So yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you search for something on Google, it doesn't take you to the homepage of the site that has the information. It takes you to the exact page that has that information.
And that's what's going to happen with video is you'll be able
absolutely.
to jump right to the product or object. Yeah.
So just
And also when we look, when we look at where people are finding our video, our trailers, and where are they watching them, the number one source is actually video sharing sites now. I mean, that's a completely new place. I mean, before it was the official trailer site, it might have been apple.com/trailers, but now we're seeing just how important those video sharing sites are. And I can tell you, before YouTube actually offered the ability to search, if you went in and searched for, let's say, the day the earth stood still, what you got were clips of the 1951 title that fans had put in, you know, of different scenes that they liked. And it was very difficult for people to find our trailer because we had to index high. So again, that search is very, very important for us.
what we see from how people discover video is it oftentimes will start with search, but people will surf related videos pretty extensively. So a lot of the meta tag and keyword and things like that that are going on is really about what videos do you appear adjacent to as opposed to where do you appear in search indexes. And I think it sort of speaks to consuming video is a very different consumer experience than searching for text content online, and therefore consumers behave differently. Now, of course, search is really a big part of how people find content today. What we're seeing as well is people are not searching for video so much as they're searching for content and finding video and choosing to consume that. We see that in our own business a great deal. So if you're Bettina, you're fortunate people are going to search for your trailers. If you're doing something on motorcycles, people might be searching for general information about motorcycles, and one of the results is a video, and they will gravitate towards that. So it's a little bit inverted as well.
And you can't depend on tags and titles, as we find, you know, I mean, you use an example I haven't mentioned before. If any of you are familiar with the Rickroll phenomenon, where you click on a video that has some appealing title and it turns out it's Rick Astley's video, Never Gonna Give You Up, you know, because we actually fingerprint the image and everything, I have a list of every single video that actually turns into a Rickroll. The titles are very amusing. But when you have that kind of data and you can actually go in and get every single frame of the image and tie it back to its original metadata, then the index becomes much more powerful and you're really able to find exactly what you're looking for.